Hey guys, it's Sports313 here, and today marks a very, very special anniversary, and I will tell you why in just a sec. Today marks the 2-decade anniversary of when Clint Dempsey scored his first ever goal for Team USA. Yep, that's right. And in honor of that, to celebrate that 2-decade anniversary of when he scored his first goal for my country, I will be going over his career stats that he's had throughout his club career and his international career. And anyways, let's just get started. So starting off, Clint Dempsey was picked 8th overall in the 2004 MLS Super Draft by the New England Revolution after he had a great college career at the University of Furman. And in his rookie season with the New England Revolution, he played 24 games and scored 7 goals and had 1 assist, adding up to 8 goal contributions. In his sophomore season, 2005, he played in 26 games and scored 10 goals and dished out 5 assists for a total of 15 goal contributions. And in his final season with the New England Revolution, he played in 21 games, scored 8 goals, dished out 2 assists for a total of 10 goal contributions. Then he left the New England Revolution in the MLS to join Fulham of the Premier League. And during his first season at Fulham, he played in 10 games, scored only 1 goal, had no dishes, and the only goal contribution was the 1 goal that he scored in his first season at Fulham. In his second season at Fulham, 2007-2008, he played in 36 games, was able to play in a full season, and scored 6 goals, had 1 assist for a total of 7 goal contributions. In his third season at Fulham, 2008-2009, he played in 35 games and had 7 goals and 2 assists for a total of 9 goal contributions. In his fourth season at Fulham, he played in 29 games and scored 7 goals and had 3 assists for a total of 10 goal contributions. In his fifth season at Fulham, he played 37 games and had 12 goals, 3 assists for a total of 15 goal contributions in 2010-2011. In the 2011-2012 season, which was his 6th and final season at Fulham, he played in 37 games, had 17 goals, 6 assists for a total of 23 goal contributions, which is the most goal contributions he's had in a season throughout his club career. Then he left Fulham to go to Tottenham Hotspurs in 2012-2013 for that season. And during his only season at Tottenham, he played in 29 games and scored 7 goals and had 4 assists for a total of 11 goal contributions. Then he left the Premier League in 2013 to go back to the MLS, joining the Seattle Sounders that year in 2013, where he would only play in 9 games and score only 1 goal and had no assists. And the only goal contribution, of course, in his first season with the Seattle Sounders, as well as his first season back at MLS, would be the 1 goal. Then he went to Fulham for a few months for 2013 to 2014. He was loaned there to Fulham and played only 5 games with them there, and he did not score any goals or dished out any assists in the 5 games he played on the loan for Fulham. Then, in his second season with the Seattle Sounders, he played in 26 games, 2014, and scored 15 goals, had 7 assists, for a total of 22 goal contributions. In 2015, in his third season with the Seattle Sounders, he played in 20 games, scored 10 goals, dished out 9 assists, for a total of 19 goal contributions. In 2016, which was the year that the Seattle Sounders won their first ever MLS Cup, but Clint Dempsey missed out on that run due to an irregular heartbeat that he had. But during that season in 2016, he played in 17 games, scored 8 goals, had 1 assist, for a total of 9 goal contributions. In 2017, for the Seattle Sounders, he played in 29 games, scored 12 goals, dished out 4 assists, for a total of 16 goal contributions. And then in his final season of his soccer career in 2018 for the Seattle Sounders, he played in 14 games, scored 1 goal, dished out 1 assist, for a total of 2 goal contributions. And his totals for his club career, he played in 404 games in his club career, scored 129 goals, dished out 49 assists, for a total of 178 goal contributions. Now, let's talk about his international career stats, which are on this side. Now, we all know Clint Dempsey has played his international career for USA because that's the country he's from, of course. And he made his debut for the U.S. national team in 2004. Which was the only appearance he made that year in a World Cup qualifying game against Jamaica, where he came on as a sub on November 17th, 2004. In 2005, which was the year that I was born, that was the year that he scored his first ever goal for USA, which came on May 28th, 2005, in a friendly game against England. Yep. 20 years ago to this day, Clint Dempsey scored his first international goal. And I was only 15 days old at the time when that happened. Just 15 days into my existence, Clint Dempsey scored his first international goal. During that same year, he would play in his first major tournament with the U.S. national team, which is the 2005 Gold Cup, in which USA would go on to win. In 2006, Clint Dempsey played in his first World Cup, which was the 2006 World Cup, and he would obviously score his first career World Cup goal, which came in USA's last group stage game against Ghana. And I did forget to mention that in 2005 for the U.S. national team, he made 13 appearances and scored 2 goals. And then in the year that he made his World Cup debut in 2006, he made 9 appearances and then scored 4 goals. One of those goals was his first career World Cup goal. In 2007, he played in 13 games for the U.S. national team and scored 3 goals. In 2008, he played 10 games for USA and appeared in them and scored 4 goals. In 2009, Clint Dempsey appeared in 14 games for USA and scored 4 goals. Now, during that year in 2009, Clint Dempsey played in the Confederations Cup that year for USA, in which they made it to the Confederations Cup final, where they lost to Brazil 4-2. And during the Confederations Cup, they shocked the soccer world by knocking off Spain, who the previous year in 2008, they won the Euros. In 2010, Clint Dempsey would play in his second World Cup, in which he scored in that one as well against England in a 1-1 draw, in which Clint Dempsey took a weak shot to the goalie of England. It was a shot that England's goalie was supposed to save, but he just let it go through his hands. So, yep. But during that year that Clint Dempsey made it to his, or played in his second career World Cup, he appeared in 8 games for USA that year in 2010 and scored 2 goals. One of those goals was scored in his World Cup, which was his second career World Cup goal. In 2011, Clint Dempsey would play in his third career Gold Cup. I forgot to mention that he played in his second career Gold Cup in 2007, in which USA won that. But in 2011, yep, USA would finish runners-up in the Gold Cup against Mexico. And during that year in 2011, Clint Dempsey appeared in 14 games for USA and scored 5 goals. In 2012, Clint Dempsey appeared in 9 games for USA and scored 6 goals. In 2013, Clint Dempsey appeared in 10 games for USA and scored 6 goals. In 2014, Clint Dempsey would play in his third World Cup, the 2014 World Cup, which was the first World Cup that I watched, as well as the first sporting event that I ever watched as well. During that year, Clint Dempsey appeared in 9 games for USA and scored 3 goals. 2 of those came at the 2014 World Cup. His third career World Cup goal, which came against Ghana in their first group stage game, Clint Dempsey scored just half a minute into the game, and he became the first American to score at 3 different World Cups, and scored the fastest goal in USA's World Cup history. So, and then his 4th and final career World Cup goal came in their second group stage game against Portugal, which gave USA the lead 2-1, in which it was a game that they would eventually draw against Portugal, Cristiano Ronaldo and Portugal, 2-2. In 2015, Clint Dempsey appeared in 10 games for USA and scored 9 goals that year in 2015. And Clint Dempsey would play in his 4th career Gold Cup, in which USA made it to the semifinals of the Gold Cup that year, in which they lost to the Reggae Boys of Jamaica. And then in 2016, Clint Dempsey played in the only Copa America tournament of his career, which was the 2016 Copa America, which was the first ever Copa America to be held in the U.S. And it was also the centennial event of Copa America, which is why it was called Copa America Centenario. And Clint Dempsey would score 3 goals in that Copa America for USA. And USA made it to the semifinals of Copa America that year, in which they lost to Argentina, but then lost the 3rd place game to Colombia. But during the 2016 Copa America, Clint Dempsey scored his 50th goal for USA in their second group stage game against Costa Rica. And during that year in 2016, Clint Dempsey appeared in 10 games for USA and scored 4 goals. 3 of those came in the Copa America. And then in 2017, Clint Dempsey played in 9 games and would score 5 goals in the final year that he played for the US national team. And he would play in his final Gold Cup of his career, which was 2017, in which USA won that. And during that Gold Cup in 2017, Clint Dempsey scored his 57th goal, which was his final goal for USA, which tied the U.S. record for most goals scored in their history, in which he's tied with Landon Donovan for that record. So his career totals for his international career: he appeared in 141 games for USA, scored 57 goals, which is tied for the most all-time in USA history, dished out 21 assists throughout his international career. I don't know if that number is correct, and for a grand total of 78 goal contributions throughout his international career. And in 2022, Clint Dempsey got inducted into the National Soccer Hall of Fame. Now, what Clint Dempsey does now, he is a soccer analyst. But I've seen him as a soccer analyst for both the 2022 and 2022 World Cup and 2024 Copa America, which was from last year for Fox Sports. So, yep. But overall, Clint Dempsey is a nice guy, and he's had a really great career, both for his club and his country. And he is basically he's someone that basically wants to compete out there, honestly. And he's proven that, that a guy an athlete from a small city in Texas can do big things. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed me reviewing all of Clint Dempsey's stats for his for both his club and international career. Now, if there's something I didn't even point out about him, let me know in the comments. And anyways, guys, see y'all later.